Welcome to North Dakota After Dark, a special daylight edition on this Friday at the end of January. We're really pleased to be welcome today Viktor and Genia Tikhonov, who are coming to us from Tennessee. I believe you are our first guest from the volunteer state. So welcome and thank you.
Thanks for having us, guys
Thank you. Yeah.
and girls.
So, as you guys, I think I explained a little bit off the air. We do our little podcast here, kind of about hockey and hockey parent experiences and that. And both, Viktor, obviously, you come from a hockey family, and you guys are involved now with youth hockey and have been for a little while, both in California and now in Tennessee. So we're really interested to get your stories on your experiences. And both you guys have, I guess, an eclectic hockey background between the two of you, so we're looking forward to it. So, to start, I guess, Viktor, do you mind telling us just a little bit about your background and where you grew up and how we got to Tennessee, and then we'll turn to Genia.
Oh boy, that might take an hour.
That's exactly what we have, so go for it.
Okay. Well, I was born in Riga, Latvia. Was the Soviet Union back then. My dad is Russian. My mom, she's Latvian, so I'm kind of mixed in between. My dad is son of the famous Miracle on Ice opposition coach, Viktor Tikhonov, who I was named after. So hockey kind of runs deep in our blood. And my dad himself has a pretty, I would say, to me, pretty impressive resume as well as a coach. He coached a lot overseas and coached for the Sharks as well as an assistant coach for several years. So he got that job around, I would say, 91, 92. And that's the time where we moved to the States, to San Jose. And that kind of became home base for us. So I grew up in San Jose, played youth hockey there, enjoyed watching the Sharks. And I think I was about 12 years old when my dad got a head coaching job in overseas in Switzerland, I believe. So we went to Switzerland for a year, then we went to Finland for 2 years, so kind of jumping all over. And when I was 15, I made it back to Russia, and that's kind of where my youth junior hockey turned into pro from there.
Sure. Right. And again, have played a bit NHL and the KHL, and now are the skills coach for the Nashville Spartans.
Yep, yeah, enjoy working with the Nashville Spartans. I think I split between 4 teams. So we have 3 youth teams and the Spartans. So kind of jumping in wherever I can and enjoy helping those guys.
Nice. So and what ages are we talking about with the kids, Viktor?
So the Spartans, they're a junior team. They're ranging anywhere from, I believe, 17s or youngest to about 21 or 20. I'm not sure how old the juniors is that around there?
To 20, yeah.
Yeah, the 20, yes. And then the kids teams are, which my son's age, with their U11, and then the 2 younger teams. So
Okay.
11, 10, and 9.
Lots of fun and keeps you busy, I'm sure.
It's not too bad. It's not, there's still plenty of time when the kids are in school, but, the evenings are definitely all mostly hockey oriented. And, it's, I wouldn't even call it work. It's fun. Just get on the ice and hang out with the little guys.
That's great. And yeah, I know you play a little bit as well, and you were involved with a documentary called First Line about your experiences playing hockey. Can you tell us about that a little?
Did your research?
Oh yeah, that's a good research guy.
I didn't start hockey until I was in college because that's what instead of PE you could select actually play hockey. That's all I always wanted, and that's when I started. I think like 4 years before we met, and then when I had to move where he was at that time, I kind of wanted to involve myself with women's hockey, which was not a big sport back when we stayed with the KHL, and that's where the documentary came about.
Sure.
Just introducing women to hockey and kind of getting the people comfortable with the idea that women can also be involved in the same sport. So yeah, that's pretty much my extent. And now I'm a hockey mom, so that's a whole different level.
And you do some design work on hockey helmets and equipment, right?
I did back when Easton was still a brand.
Okay.
I was involved with the protective helmets, the chest pads, and some skates and gloves and stuff, along with lacrosse. So yeah, I kind of kind of got lucky, kind of got dragged in. Still here.
I like it. Good. And so one of the things we talk about all the time is our we all I guess have kids that are of a common age, so we end up spending a lot of time together. So you guys I think involved with summer hockey as well, summer and spring.
Say again, sorry.
I just wanted to excuse me, shift gears a little bit to you guys are involved with spring and summer hockey as well.
Oh, are we involved?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do camps and stuff, and
Yeah.
no, not too many tournaments. We don't have too many teams in the area, but
I
you know, we
suppose.
do camps and yeah.
Yeah, nice. And so I guess one of the things we guess I kind of like to talk about is just different experiences we have playing in places. So in your experiences, I guess as parents especially, what have there been any marked differences between the hockey in the San Jose area now in Tennessee, both for hockey and growing hockey markets?
Yeah, it's definitely, I think hockey is more popular now in San Jose, but we got incredibly fortunate to find a program here that's, I think, is very advanced. It's run by Martin Erat, a former NHL player, and Lubos Bartechko also played in the NHL. So it's kind of like a hidden gem in Tennessee. He The setup there is amazing. The coaching there is great, and the philosophy as well. You know, it's kind of development first. You know, I think it's perfect for kids, and in that sense, I think, you know, I think it's a great place for kids to grow. Not saying anything bad about San Jose. San Jose was a lot of fun as well, and
Yeah.
but the benefit of having more teams and can play locally a lot more. But I would definitely wouldn't count Tennessee hockey out.
Yeah, and it seems like it's part now. There's a corridor sort of from Tennessee down to northern Florida that's become, I guess, a burgeoning hockey market, and a lot of it, I think you touched on it. It has to do with where I guess really ex-NHLers are settling post hockey and getting these different hockey programs going. So it's interesting to see that how geography and weather and taxes in a lot of cases are dictating how where the new hockey
No comment.
markets are.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, especially with retired players. I mean, they obviously want to help their kids as well, and they share knowledge. You know, I think it's always fun to be part of those organizations when you can have like someone that you maybe grew up watching as a kid come and coach you. I think it kind of adds a little bit extra to the process.
Yeah. Actually, I remember seeing Martin Erat play. I think it was with Lethbridge in the Western League all the time. Like I had season tickets to the Regina Pats and would see him all the time. So fun to see where everybody ends up.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, again, just going back to how lucky we are, like he's an incredibly smart human being away from hockey as well.
Yeah.
Very good mentor as well. So kind of, I think he's doing a great job here in Tennessee, kind of, you know, spearheading the youth hockey.
That's great. And yeah, so one of the other, I guess, call it a favorite topic of ours, and this is Kelly's bailiwick is getting into the involvement of hockey moms. So where do you jump in here? Are you a fan, mentor? What's your how would you describe your role?
It kind of changed. I was doing literally everything up until he retired.
Sure.
So at this point, I am more of a fan. So I only enjoy hockey. I go to the tournaments that are locally here and I just watch them. But it also at the same time, I was the bad cop in the hockey family. I would always point out the things I need to work on. I had to step away from that. But now we have him full time, and I kind of got lucky that yeah, he's doing all the hard stuff at this point. I just kind of enjoy it.
I call it the fun stuff.
So up here in North Dakota and kind of the surrounding area internationally, we like to talk about some of the craziest things you'll see at a hockey tournament, whether it's a fan or a parent. Have you had any experiences with the crazy parents or fans in the stands that you'd like to share down in Tennessee hockey?
Actually in Tennessee, it's been pretty mild. It's been pretty mild, you know, no incidents involving cops or anything, or, you know, parents like, I mean, I think the worst of it is just, you know, it's not even bad, just parents asking about, you know, why their kid isn't on the first line or on the power play. That's been, it's not even everyone wants the best for the kid, but it's been pretty tame.
In
That's-
Tennessee,
In Tennessee, yeah.
in other cities, we've had a few incidents with parents from the other teams kind of getting a little too excited or too upset that the team wasn't winning. Just taken a little personally. Other than that, it's not really that bad.
Sorry for being boring, guys.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, no,
okay.
that's just interesting to hear about the different, how it is in different spots, right? So,
Right. Culture in different states and even countries that you play in, to see the different parents. We always make note of like, oh, the Minnesota parents, oh, the North Dakota parents, it kind of
Remember
seems to be
Detroit
different
parents?
cultures.
Right? Detroit and Pittsburgh, I think that's where like
I don't even
the
remember.
loudest, very commercial parenting is.
Love
But,
that.
yeah, I'll keep it PG, so we're not gonna get into like the dirty.
this
dark
is a
show.
no filter program, so you can just let it go anytime you like.
Technically, it's an after.
Just on the parents, would you describe most of them as newer to hockey, or are there more with hockey background, I guess, outside of the former NHL guys?
Yeah, definitely newer. Definitely
Yeah.
newer. There are a few that have played, but I've definitely seen a big benefit to coaching those kids
Yeah.
because the parents aren't as heavily involved. Those parents, they kind of act as like a support group. They're also there to have fun. They love the parents as well, so the parents love hanging out. But there's we don't have a kid on our team that's going to be looking at the stands or looking at the glass after every play, like what's dad showing, what's mom showing,
Yeah.
So in that case, like they're almost more moldable, I guess. They're easier to coach, and
Yeah.
that's definitely makes it very enjoyable.
Right. Yeah. Just one voice in the air. Sorry, Kelly.
No, I just wanted to ask, and you may have already said it, but how old are your guys' children and what age level are they at?
They're 2012 born, so
Oh, 2005.
Kids personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got 2016 and 2012.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. 2016 doesn't play.
She wants nothing to do with
Yeah,
hockey.
she likes skating. Yeah, but the son plays for the 2012 team. What about your guys' kids? It's our
I have
podcast, so we got some questions.
my oldest is 2011, and then my youngest 2014.
Oh, nice.
And they both play. I have two boys and they both play.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You stay busy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
11 and a 15.
Okay.
15.
And I have an 08, I've got an 11, and I used to have a 13, but my daughter decided she'd rather do competitive dance than play hockey.
Okay. Hey,
From
fair
our
enough.
daughter.
Yeah.
Corey's
Which
our
to be-
resident dance dad.
Yeah, she did.
Of course, a damn dad.
My daughter didn't play as much actual hockey as she did just skate around and hit people. So I don't know if she can puck.
It's part of the fun.
That's a role. Hey,
Yeah, it
grinder,
is.
enforcer, that's a role.
Yeah.
Likes the body contact more than both of her older.
That's fantastic.
Yenny, you mentioned tournaments. Do you guys do a lot of traveling for the tournaments, or are they mostly local?
He at this point now he travels
Sure.
anywhere outside the state, and they've been doing it twice, or sometimes 3 times a month, I think.
Yeah, all our games
Weekends.
are mostly we have to travel to outside the state. We're
Yeah.
like Buffalo, Detroit, Chicago
Right.
twice this year.
Wow.
Yeah,
We have Dallas. Yeah, we travel a lot.
I think he enjoys it because it's closer to what he's used to. So
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
he gets to leave.
I don't mind it. Kids love it too. The hotels running around, mini sticks, like
Yeah, that was my thinly disguised segue into how the having a lot of newer hockey parents, how they have adjusted to the hockey hotel culture.
oh, they're great. They're great. We have our kind of separate hangout when the kids go to bed. We'll all come downstairs and chat a little bit. So it's a very friendly atmosphere. But again, the kids absolutely love it. I think they love the hotel stuff and the team activity stuff more than the hockey. So that's probably they're not going to remember whether they won or lost the tournament. They're going to remember who won the mini stick match. So it's been a lot of fun.
We've been tagged up here. So between North Dakota and Minnesota hotels, they are like well aware of hockey groups coming in, and they tell you immediately no mini hockey sticks. Our
Yeah.
children never listen to that.
Same.
They also no hockey sticks, period. You can bring your bag in overnight with you so it doesn't freeze, but they do not want your hockey sticks brought in. And some
Never
of them
experienced
even
there.
have like a separate like youth hockey rule form
Yeah, we had to sign
that
some
you
of
have to
those.
sign.
Yeah.
So I think like all North Dakota and Minnesota hotels, when they get the room block for a hockey group, they just cringe and they're like, yeah, we'll take you. But I mean, we've been threatened
Please
to
don't
be
break
kicked out of
anything.
multiple hotels. Yeah. You will be asked to leave.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Now in North Dakota and Minnesota, the favorite, we'll call it, I guess the favorite beer of the hockey dads is Busch Light. Is there a certain one that the Spartans prefer?
We have a few that like Busch Light. I'm a fan of IPAs, so I kind of try the local stuff. Few of the dads support me in that as well. So it's
we have a couple, yeah. We have a couple IPA dads.
Everyone finds their thing, someone will buy a pack of this and a pack of that, and it'll be gone by the end of the night.
I'm
You know how it
mystified.
goes.
I'm mystified by this whole the dads support each other thing, because I've been on years of teams with Kyle and he's never supported me in any endeavor.
Ouch.
Right? Quickly to turn this into a baseball podcast and ask questions like, how's the baseball in Tennessee? But honest question. So we have a favorite pastime amongst hockey dads, which is the when the ZAM's on, because usually we have a ZAM either in between the first and second or the second and third. So only one ZAM break of going into the parking lot and finding a parking lot beer. Is that a big thing in Tennessee with the nicer weather?
I've seen
I
Doug
think they're
hang out.
constant, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, being on the bench is kind of hard to spot. After the game, there's usually one or two waiting.
Okay.
You're in the coach's room somewhere, or a parent has something, but you see dads step out occasionally. It could be during the game too. Sometimes they have more fun doing that. And
They do it before too. Like if you're pulling into the parking lot, there's like a hangout of dads like in the corner somewhere. So it's like usually like 50.
it's definitely a thing, yeah.
Yeah, definitely a thing, yeah.
Nice to see that translates across state border.
Yeah. And so here they call that pregame meetup a safety meeting. Does it have a name in Tennessee?
I don't know. We should come up with a name though.
You can borrow safety meeting if you want, but you do have to credit us every time.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. We'll call it the After Dark Safety Meeting.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like that.
Hey,
Trademark.
that is pretty exciting. I gotta check that.
So
Go ahead, Corey.
amongst some of my usual questions I like to ask guests, especially for Victor, but yeah, you play hockey too. I'm a connoisseur of the chirp. I love them in any language. So it doesn't have to be in the America's exclusively. We've heard some good ones from Canada. What's the best chirp you've either said, heard, or heard someone else say when you've played or coached?
Yeah, that's a tough
That's a you one. I just curse quite a bit.
Yeah, she's better at chirping than I am. I get a lot for the hair, like get a haircut, go to the salon. That's pretty common. Used to that one.
I go after last names quite a bit.
Oh yeah, she gets creative with names. She'll see your last name and she'll.
You should
quick
not.
rhyme,
Yeah, you should be on my team, not on the opposite.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, she's good at that. I usually just come back with your breath stinks or something. I don't know.
Oh,
Good.
personal.
Yeah, I'll be like, a puck's dropped.
Yeah,
Well,
do you have an
I have
example
to-
of the last name one? I'm sorry, Kelly.
No, go ahead.
The last name, I don't remember. I haven't played in a few years.
Yeah.
I'm like on injured reserve at this point for the rest of my life.
She got bad knees.
I got
LTIR.
Yeah,
Long term.
yeah. Like it's.
Yeah, probably done.
I mean, my kid wears my skates now. Like he literally
Oh, no.
took my. I bought myself like we call them forever skates. I figured that I will never buy a pair again.
Yeah.
But he kind of grew out of his, and he just kind of took my skates, and now I have no skates. So
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, but yeah, chirping white. I don't remember. I usually once I get off the ice, I kind of forget about it. I turn into a differently very nice person.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an amnesia part, but that's probably good. But other than that,
She's competitive.
yeah.
I've seen her not shake a hand in the handshake line.
That was,
I like
I've never
that.
seen that before.
that's
I
really
love
bad.
it. No,
you
I
ever
love it. That's the
eaten
level of petty that I love. I love all
yeah.
of that. I think that's
Yeah, she
wonderful.
just-
Makes it more
stared.
fun.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? You have to shave.
I get dirty. I hit people for no reason. Yeah. I blush now thinking about it because I'm a very different person when I play hockey.
All right. It's wonderful.
Kelly, I cut your question for. Sorry.
So I wanted to jump because I know my children will not forgive me if I don't hit on this, Victor. So in our household, I can't even tell you the number of times I've seen the movie Miracle. It's played on loop and has been for years. So if I don't talk to you about this, my boys will like,
I heard it's a great movie.
They'll disown me. It's wonderful. But I just wanted to kind of ask you, you know, with your grandfather coaching on that famous team, just kind of like how anything how that kind of affected you growing up. I mean, just having a famous grandfather, but or any cool memorabilia that you may have concerning you know, that team. I know probably, you know, as Americans we love that Miracle team because it was like that huge moment where no one ever beat Russia.
It was a miracle, right?
Yeah, but you know, I mean,
Except-
just a very famous team.
Yeah.
So, you know, even non-hockey fans are aware. So just I have to touch on it because I know that my boys will punish me if I don't ask because they will think it's the coolest thing in the world that this was your grandpa was part of that. So
well, just for them, going back to the movie since they watch it on loop, I have an ongoing bet with two of my best friends. One of them is a goalie, and that's his favorite movie of all time. And he bet me when the movie came out that if he can stop 2 out of 5 penalty shots, that I would have to sit down and watch the whole movie with him. And every time we meet up, we do these 5 penalty shots. It's been since the movie came out. And I've so far so good. So I've not seen the thing yet. I've seen the real version. I've seen the real version.
yeah, I suppose.
Game, yeah, but have not seen the movie. And then to my grandfather, growing up in the States, I get asked a lot about the Miracle. We always be, you know, the Miracle, and I was so defensive. I remember as a kid because I was obviously proud of my grandpa, and I'd be like, "Who won the next 3 Olympics?"
Right. I know that's kind of the thing is that
to count how many world championships he won. Like I'd be like super like, and then I kind of realized like, what am I doing? Like, yeah, that was a great hockey moment. That was a great hockey moment. I'm sure that helped him grow too, right? I'm sure he adjusted and adapted, and that kind of helped his career as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and like, you know, like the fact that you're here because I think as Americans we have the stereotype that like was your grandfather allowed to live after you know the Russian preconceived no, you know, like, oh my lord, he must have been in prison for that.
Yeah, you got a second chance. You got a second chance. It was
very clearly just stereotyping.
yeah, it was a huge deal, as big of a deal in the Soviet Union as it was in the States, and he did get a lot of flack for it, and there was a lot of question about him staying, but you know, eventually, or after the fact, he kind of said he made up for it. Won a little bit after that.
And just, I mean, all of that. I know my father-in-law was a goaltender. He doesn't play anymore, but I remember he went to a camp that Tretiak. He worked awesome at that camp. Yeah, I mean, and that was like just really cool to, you know, be able to play with him, you know. So I mean, just a iconic hockey moment and kind of everything that came away from that, you know. I mean, you've not seen the movie Miracle, but when Kurt Russell said, when he plays Herb Brooks and says, if you score a goal on Tretiak, keep the puck, because not many people ever get to do that. So, you know, I mean, just very iconic. And so, like I said, I will have, my children will be questioning that I brought this up because, like I said, I'm very familiar with the game as well, just because I've watched that movie so many times.
Well, I know you haven't seen the movie, but have you ever seen the ESPN 30 for 30 that tells the story from the Russian perspective? I think it's called.
I have not actually. That's definitely something to put on the list. Cool, I didn't know that existed.
I recommend it highly.
Yeah, it's
might watch it tonight after dark.
I haven't seen it. I was going to say I'd like to see it too. That sounds really, really interesting.
Fantastic. I recommend it highly.
Yeah,
30 for 30.
Yep. It's called A Miracle in Men, I believe.
30. I'm
Yeah.
writing it down so I don't forget.
Check it out. We'll write you guys a report after.
And I
Awesome.
mean,
Full report.
total
Full
feather
report.
in your grandfather's cap that like the only reason it's so famous is because that's how hard they were to beat. You know,
Yeah, they were a good team.
so exactly. I mean, the greatest in the world. So I mean, that's yeah, that's a pretty cool thing to, and you know, like you said, that you're named after your grandfather. So that's
Very proud of that.
yeah, that's really
No,
cool.
you are.
I think I
Yeah.
told you before that
Growing
was,
up in Russia, it was a bit tough, but
I had to fight a
No.
couple fights for him. That's all right. I understand.
your grandpa was my grandma's favorite coach. She only had one channel. It was mostly hockey. And so she'd watch games all the time. And she would like that he would stand at the front of the bench a lot to talk to the refs. Like he would step in front of the players to talk to them. And so favorite coach was your grandpa, and her favorite player was Mike Greer. So she had a sort of an eclectic
nice. Yeah.
Wow.
taste in
He's a nice guy
He
too.
is very nice.
yeah, coaches and coaches and players. So, and I think that documentary, the one Corey referenced, I think it starts with Tarasov and runs all the way through
Oh wow.
the
Okay.
Olympics.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
And just so you don't feel alone, I only watched Miracle once begrudgingly because I was still Canadian when it came up, and I would like to. When I went to law school in the States, I said, "Well, we don't need a miracle to win a gold medal," and so I was really salty about it too. So
Come on, Kyle.
I've softened my stance a little now, but for a long time I was like sniffing at it. So
Mike Eruzioni's a national hero, Kyle. Okay, so you knock it off.
he autographed pictures for both my boys that are up in their rooms right now.
Awesome.
Jealous.
Yeah.
It's not like we would have overblown this victory by creating animatronics that play the speech from the movie, not in real life, in our retail stores or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's not-
So, if you ever make it to Minneapolis, there's a store called Shields in a suburb called Eden Prairie, where there's a animatronic statue of Herb Brooks giving the speech.
Oh,
So
wow.
I really want to,
That's next level.
Wow.
yeah, check that out, I guess.
Herb
On the
Brooks
list.
is a Minnesota hero. There's multiple statues of Herb Brooks in Minnesota. So
You're in that.
yeah.
And for a local connection, my old boss and one of the local college hockey coaches in town was the runner-up to coach that team.
Oh,
And so
wow.
he's also a little salty about not being the coach of that team. So
That's like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
it really is. Yeah. Like Kelly and Corey, I probably know or have run into Gino Gasparini too. And he's still a little. So I'm just going to go right back to salty. He's still a little salty that you guys remember him. So, but he was,
Yeah, can I ask you, can you stand up for a second?
yeah, this is my
Yes.
pandering shirt.
I knew it. That's
Right?
so when you guys started the pod, that's what I like interrupted the silence for. I'm like, I know those
The
3
hockey
sticks
sticks,
that are
yeah.
on top.
Yeah.
That was my next question, was getting where I can order one of those, because I also did my homework, and I saw that really cool line, and I was like, I need some sweatshirts like this for my boys. This is so cool. And then I loved to see as well that that your brand it translates to I want, I can, and I do, correct?
Yeah.
Which I think is so cool. But also that it goes towards helping players with disabilities and low income players. I love that. That is so cool.
It kind of started out, there was a team in St. Petersburg in Russia that their sled hockey team, and they didn't have much, I guess, what is it called, sponsorships and stuff.
I didn't know anything.
They didn't have anything. They couldn't afford, because kids with disabilities, they need different gear. So we kind of try to figure out, I guess, collected data from all over the place, and we try to figure out how to help them, with not just giving the money away, but at the same time kind of motivating and just kind of involving a bigger population with this. And creating the I Want, I Can, I Do, we kind of sold that, and literally all of the profits went straight helping out the sled hockey team, kids with that couldn't afford hockey is expensive. And the cool thing is we sold out pretty quick, which we didn't think was going to be that big of a deal, but we literally sold out our first batch within days. And the cool thing that the parents told us that I Want, I Can, I Do is kids could see it from the rink through the glass. So it was kind of like an extra motivation. So yeah, unfortunately we don't have that brand anymore because I went back into grad school, and I had to refocus my a little bit. So yeah, maybe one day we'll bring it back again.
Yeah.
You never know.
You do. I want to know because I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
So
Maybe we can find you a worn one from the closet. I got for you.
yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, we had to do a whole bunch of like samples and stuff because
Yeah.
it took a while just to get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to rebrand that vintage and sell it for a little bit more.
Ooh, I like
That's
that.
right.
All on the marketing side of things there too. If I might, just on clothing, Victor and Genia, I think, do you guys both wear graph skates when you were playing?
I used to.
I used to
Yeah.
also.
Kelly's
Oh.
husband is the only guy in town with graph skates. He takes a lot of grief about it because
God, he
coaches the high
does.
school
And he
team.
loves them so much. He coaches high school and he had players ask him this year, they go, what even are those? What kind of skates are
They're
those?
the
Comfiest
best.
skate ever.
They're very comfy.
Yes.
I
And
still
so
coach them
he,
from time to time. I have them at the rink.
yeah. So
Yeah, the
I'm,
ones that I played my first game in.
he will love that because yeah, he takes his high schoolers. They're not even familiar with what graphs are.
Yeah,
Mine are
unfortunately.
white too.
Oh
Oh,
man.
he had
They
white
are
ones.
nasty.
Yeah, when he played juniors, he had white graphs. Yeah, that's awesome.
I was the only person skating in graphs in Russia on the ice, and
Oh.
they stayed there. I think I donated them to somebody else.
I had a few kids ask me where they could get those.
Yeah.
The white ones. I'm like, sorry.
Sorry.
Hey, these are limited editions.
Yeah.
So better luck next time. No, yeah, Matt maintains like he graphs are he's their truest customer because he defend. Do they still are Kyle? You might know because you kind of have like good knowledge and stuff. Are graphs a Canadian brand?
Sorry?
I think they're a
Stopped
Swiss
them.
brand, aren't they?
I think when
Graphs are Canadian. Yeah, they I think their last factory was in Switzerland, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I
Yeah.
got my last skates was from Switzerland.
And do they still make them?
I don't think they do.
Maybe.
No,
It's
there's
worth it.
no
Oh.
graphs stores. Yeah, because I was looking for the next graph and I ended up with Bauer. So
Yeah, I know that's Matt's they're on their last life. But I think that he will brokenheartedly make the switch if they don't make them anymore. So I was gonna try and track down a pair, but it might just be
What's his size? What's his skate size?
a 9.
Oh, that's perfect. I'm 9.5, so maybe I can dig something up.
Yeah.
Genia, maybe you should do another documentary of Matt and Victor trekking to Switzerland.
Yes.
If they can find a
Yeah.
factory.
If they get a trip to Switzerland, that'd be a great vacation.
I mean, I love Switzerland. So yes, I
Yeah.
need a reason.
Look
Uh,
on the search for graphs or getting a GoFundMe to get
Ooh.
graphs reestablished as a company.
Established, yeah.
That'd be cool.
If you do go, Kelly's husband Matt likes to wear, when he coaches in the summer, likes to wear Birkenstocks. So if you guys should both wear Birkenstocks and just make
I'm
it,
down.
I'm sure they would sponsor that too.
We should do
Yeah.
Birkenstocks with a hockey blade, skate blade.
Yeah.
Or a graph Birkenstock mashup.
Just super good. Yeah.
I know a designer on this podcast that could help with that. This is all coming together.
Hey,
Yes.
my 08, when his first year hockey, he had the magical trifecta of having all hand-me-downs, a iTech set of breezers,
wow.
Sherwood skates,
Pants.
and stick.
That's a
Sherwood.
great combo.
Does
Yeah.
Sherwood make skates? They do?
I still have them.
They
Yeah.
still do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, limited edition.
They-
100 Bedars,
they-
bring them back.
Yeah, right?
That's true. They've been using them. Yeah.
too short. I did not know that. Let's talk about parents who have no background in hockey whatsoever.
Well, now you can brag to Cam. Like you can be like, yeah, I knew this was gonna make a comeback. So that was my whole
You're the cool dad,
point.
yeah.
Yep.
Just well
Yeah.
ahead of the curve.
I won't buy vintage sneakers, but I will give you a pair of hand-me-down skates.
Exactly. Different.
So, Victor, you talked a little bit about what you like about Tennessee hockey and being a good place for raising your kids and learning the game of hockey. Can you go into a little more about what you like about the development of players, what they're doing right down there, things that you see are going well, especially for players that aren't second or third generation of hockey players?
Especially with the program, I love that it's development focused. Like winning is great, winning is fun, but it's not really, that's maybe number 2 or number 3 on the list. But as long as we can get consistent development and have the kids working consistently, giving them consistent ice times, full sheets where they can, where we can take advantage of that time. That's kind of it's been about a year and a half. I've been blown away at the progress. Obviously, getting used to playing, with pros the few years before, you don't really see the pros progress as fast. But seeing the kids, like you tell them something next week, they're already doing it in the game, and 3 months down the line, they're a completely different player. Like it's that blows my mind. So kind of everything that you feed them, they absorb and they grow, and that just makes it so much fun.
So are they working on a lot of newer fangled development systems like positionless hockey, or is it really nuts and bolts and let's see them kind of develop more as athletes before we work in systems?
Yeah, I think what you said there is skills first, and I think the athlete part may be the most important. We encourage the kids to go play another sport, play two if you can, play three. You know, I see the kids that progress the fastest are, kids that are in soccer a long time, because they have that, give and go. They're constantly scanning, constantly looking around, their heads are up, versus the kids that they're very, very dedicated to hockey. They'll be on the ice 4 hours a day, but they're it's almost like they're hitting their peak. They almost hit a wall, and slowly everyone else is kind of catching up, and if they get to a point where their body's just not as coordinated, they can't feel their feet as well, or their core may be a bit weaker, and they just kind of stop developing. I wouldn't say stop, but they just develop slower. So I'm a big believer in get into as many sports as possible. Don't focus in on hockey until maybe later, maybe 14, 15, if that's really your life passion, then yes. But I mean, just develop as an athlete, like you said.
I find that interesting because my kids played some rec soccer when they were young, and they transitioned to the better sport, which is baseball. But beside the point.
Yeah.
But I found so many similarities between, like you said, the constant scanning, the movement, the give and go, the ball movement to hockey puck movement when you're learning the game. And you see so many good, even Grand Forks where we don't have as much soccer, you see a lot of good hockey players coming out of the soccer system. So it's kind of a nice corollary sport. What I've always found strange in Grand Forks, not being a native of the area or of hockey, is that so many hockey players up here like to play tennis of all sports as a
Yep,
second.
that's what I played as a kid too.
Okay, tell me
Yeah.
about that. Why is, in your mind, why do these things go together so well? If there is some basis.
Tennis, honestly, I don't know. I just enjoyed it. My parents put my sister and I into a tennis camp one summer, and we loved it. And we did it for 4 or 5 summers probably, playing tennis, and it's obviously helps the hand-eye. It's great. It helps maybe better understanding of like power generation, because you have to use your whole body, you have to coordinate, and I mean, it's not just tennis, it's any sport really. Anything athletic will help you develop in some way.
Excellent.
I wish it was
Yeah,
soccer though.
yeah, I hear you because I've always been in this tennis thing. We didn't have tennis. I come from a town of 500 people in South Central North Dakota. So the fact that we had any sports, the test to get on the team was they checked to see if you had a pulse. If you had a pulse, you made.
You're on, yeah.
You're on. You made it. You're varsity.
You might.
That's kind of Tennessee hockey as well. Going back to that, is like we had 18 kids for tryout, I
I
want to
think
say.
so, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
18 kids for tryout.
crazy.
So not that many. Well, that was for a certain age group. Certain age group have a little more maybe, but like,
Sure.
it's the same thing. Like, yeah, you're in.
I'm 5'9", offensive lineman in high school football in North Dakota. So that tells you.
Bet you were pretty crafty though.
I had
Had to figure your stuff out pretty quick.
Corey takes a mean shirtless picture in high school too,
Oh.
showcasing his.
Are we gonna bring that up? It's after dark.
Yeah.
just passed.
That's why we're after dark. Yeah.
We'll cut to that picture.
The only thing I'll
And
say
we're
is
back.
the same, exactly the same.
Victor, you mentioned your sister, and your sister coached for a long time as well. Did you guys ever talk shop or share notes?
Yeah, we do actually.
Yeah.
She's very involved. She actually came, helped us this summer for a couple
Mhm.
sessions as well. Kids loved it. She's very like my grandpa.
Yeah.
Very like, she will be standing in front of the bench and she'll be in your face and discipline first. For some reason, the kids love it. The parents love it.
Yeah.
I would never be able to do it, but she does it so well.
She's really good, yeah.
Yeah, I think her team won a tournament in Florida as well recently, a girls team.
Nice.
Oh yeah, she's doing good. I think she's a skating coach, skills coach, and I think coaches 3 teams as well.
Holy
So
smokes.
she is very busy. She is on the
Yeah.
ice all the time, way more than I am.
Hey, for the dumb guy in the room, what's the difference between a skating coach and a skills coach?
I think you're maybe the smart guy in the room, first of all. I think it's glasses.
Thank you.
Difference between skating and
Heard him.
skills. I mean, feel like skating, you're kind of just, you're really breaking down your technique and trying to help the player understand how to generate power. You know, just kind of breaking down the mechanics, where I guess skills is kind of a broader range. I feel like it can be stick work, it can be even just talking about, positioning and all that. Some of my most productive lessons have involved more talking than doing more drills. Just kind of, we do something and you explain the why, you ask them what they think the why is, and just helping understand concepts. I feel that goes a lot further than just doing reps. Reps are great, especially on your own time, but if you can help them understand the why, that's definitely a big progression driver.
I think one of the things, so I coach the boys team here as well, and one of the things I found different from when I was younger is they do want to know the why or be shown it on video or something too. And can you just contrast that with when you were coming up, or how you've seen that change? You're going from a player now to a coach.
That's a good point. There's a lot of stuff out now that like we had nothing like that. Like you said, there's video, there's 3D, there's VR now. Like
Yeah.
It's getting really cool. That'd be a lot of fun to experiment with that.
Yeah.
But growing up, like I had my dad, so I was very lucky that he could break things down for me, and kind of explain the why, and being a kind of a personal coach as well, so he can help me with my skating, help me with my skills. And looking back, like he wasn't perfect either, right? He was just sharing his knowledge and
Yeah.
kind of looking at my game and seeing where I struggled. Like I wish there were certain things that I could have taught myself, just kind of maybe puck protection, how to, use your body a little better, stuff like that, where, you're kind of sharing what you know, right? And having him there was a huge advantage, but there's just so much to learn. There's so much to learn. Everyone has a different toolbox, and that's kind of part of the fun. You don't know what you're gonna get and who's gonna learn what.
Yeah. My dad was a fighter, so he just showed us how to hurt people without the referee seeing, so which didn't translate,
That's important
Pretty
too.
good at
not a marketable skill anymore,
it.
The cool thing is with them is when we moved to Tennessee, they actually use an app, like a
Okay.
coaching app. That was the first time we were introduced to it. So kids can see what they're going to be learning
Yeah.
before they get to the ice. And then Vic has introduced post-game videos, which is kind of cool. I don't know if you've talked about it. They're
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes.
I try to make videos fun for the kids.
Yeah.
So having a kid at home, I get to hear all like the memes and the language and stuff and what songs they're into in the moment. So instead of making videos a bad thing, kind of showing the negative, I try to make it funny. So if kids like not blocking a shot, like they're trying to jump out of the way, I'll have like put like Kobe Bryant, I'm like Kobe, stupid stuff like that where they're into it. It's funny for them, but you can still, afterwards you can talk about and explain, and like nobody's feelings are really hurt and they have a good time.
That's important. Corey broadcasts all of our games. He also tries to be funny. He doesn't succeed, but he does certainly try. So I think I'm glad for him to hear
He's
that.
got a good sense of humor. I hang out with Corey.
No support whatsoever from Kyle. None.
So we have about 10 minutes left. One of the other things like to get into from time to time, circling back to the pettiness, is other hockey parents. So I know you guys touched on the Pittsburgh and the Detroit. What else gets you on hockey parents? Any like outfits you don't like, Genia? Kelly has a lot of opinions on this.
I try not to judge. The big thing is I don't like is when the team wins, the parents kind of go out of the way to they take it so personally. We had a mom jump on the ice from the opposing team and do like snow angels when
Oh Lord.
it was I've never seen anything like that before. So it was kind of one of those. Or the dads would be screaming profanities at our team kind of thing, just kind of losing it. So it's like Outfit wise, I mean, it's cold. We all look like we're just like bunched up in the blacks. Like you can't tell which mom is what because we're literally wearing the same jacket. All of us are. Smarter moms wear the heated jackets, but the rest of us are. But yeah, like I mean, just like little things. But I think it's like everywhere. Parents get competitive.
Yes.
They do. They
I almost
really
got in a
do.
fight once.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was not fun. with the parents from Pittsburgh, it was just kind of it started as a verbal altercation, and then thankfully a bigger dad from our team stepped in, and I think it ended there.
She knows how to fight too, so
Oh yeah.
it would have been a good
Were you
outcome.
taking lessons from my dad?
I was taking lessons from my dad. My dad was a street fighter for sure.
Hey, if you get into a fight with another mom, yell at another parent, and have a mom water in the parking lot, that's a Kelly Moreland hat trick.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to hear those stories.
That's just a good day. Intense and good and
Well played. Did you shake hands
yeah.
after?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're not like I know we made reference to tennis, but this isn't a tennis match, all right? This is a hockey game. It's supposed to get a little barbaric, you know. I mean, I personally think that's part of the fun, but you know, I mean, I guess teach their own. But
Yeah, right.
yeah. Yeah. Hockey arenas are meant to get a little unruly. I think we're too reasonable these days. Although I won't do snow angels on the ice because my children would never speak to me again.
Yeah, that was
my oldest in particular would be, "You're not coming to any more games."
gotta find that video because I know the ice arenas have cameras. I was actually wanted to dig it up because I've never seen it done before.
I was gonna say that's a new one for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can get a copy of that video, I'm sure it could be arranged to be to appear on our socials with some slight blurring of different things.
You're not gonna name the teams. It's funny. I don't usually remember the names of teams. That's the only one that I checked it in my head for a long time.
Yeah, that's going to create a lasting memory.
Yeah.
Very understandable. And so yeah, I guess so. If you had to sum it up, would you say that the Pittsburgh parents are your like Minneapolis or Minnesota parents? I don't want to couch all of Minnesota in the same terms. So let's say Minneapolis ones because they are usually our
Yeah. They usually come with matching outfits as well. You guys really need to meet some Minnesota.
That way.
Yep, they really do. We just played a Minnesota team that all the moms had matching outfits with the team name across the back. And yep. They want you very much to know that they're all on the same team and that their team is better than your team.
Yeah, we have blankets. We have team blankets that mom bring. That's probably the only thing that makes us stand out.
But that's kind of just
very
smart.
stylish.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that. We have a few moms that are like very fashionable, but yeah, I mean, it's again black jacket, black puffer jacket is what we all wear at this point.
Solid mama.
Bright orange boots on the bench.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
What did you say about the boots, Victor? I missed that.
I have bright orange boots on the bench.
Oh, nice.
I love that.
See, geez, I think you should probably be introduced to Matt Moreland because he's also.
I was gonna say.
I tell you, a lot of
the graph skates, the footwear, your philosophies on development.
Golf.
I honestly think my husband and you could become best friends.
We just became best friends. He likes golf.
He likes golf, but also, did Matt's hair look like Victor's before he lost all of it?
No, not quite. I mean, he had good hockey hair. He really did. But I mean, it was never the shoulder. It was more just a little bit
below the
shorter. Just a little bit shorter. But there was the hockey hair. Yeah, it's a very hair is an important part of hockey. I don't care who you're talking to. It's
Look
important.
Good, feel good, play good.
That's right.
That's right.
Also, I've never understood why people make fun of other people's hair.
Yeah. my oldest son explains to me when we even get his hair cut is that it can only be cut to a certain length because he likes when it comes out the back of his hockey helmet. So it's there's a whole process to this. Yeah. Gotta have the flow.
Victor, Matt likes golf so much that he kicked Kelly off of his golf team in the summer to put me on it, and Kelly and I were not friends. We went through a tough 48 hours.
It's better, Victor. It was my dad's memorial golf tournament.
Wow.
And I was taken off the team for a better player.
Can we take Kyle out and put me in?
Yes. Oh my God. I think that nothing would make Matt happier. Kyle, sorry, but why don't you and I just go have a drink and we can sit together and talk about how we were kicked off?
That sounds, Well, it sounds like you've just invited yourselves to Grand Forks, you guys.
Yep.
So
I agree.
When's the best golf season?
It's very brief. We have about 9 days where it's nice enough to go outside and golf. So
Set you up for that
right
one.
in July,
yeah,
right
that's
in the
perfect.
middle of July.
If you'd actually, Victor and Genia, if you'd like to see the aftermath of Matt and Kyle's golf adventure, watch episode 4, where Matt tries to handle questions.
That was after the golf tournament, and they're intoxicated. So
Ooh,
Kyle handled it better, but
Put that
Matt
in the
is
Episode 4.
Matt's a little intoxicated. So
I put on a terry cloth t-shirt and I handled it like a champ. Matt,
In their defense, myself and my neighbor, another hockey coach, we had also been sitting by a fire all night. So you may have to actually have a few, and then you'll understand both the questions and answers.
yeah.
It's a different language at that point.
take some turns.
We call that episode non sequitur because I asked a question, then Matt answered whatever he felt like. So
That's where you got to edit it, like answer, like you got to switch up the questions.
you'd think so, but my editing skills are so poor that I just let it run because I'm like, I'm just going to be an auteur, and I'm like, this is going to be my filmmaking style, which is just raw.
Good answer.
I like
Good
that.
answer.
After dark uncut.
Raw.
Yeah, that one was in the daylight too because it was summertime. So
You go.
we'll see.
Our editor time said she did not enjoy editing that, or that,
Listening to it.
Yeah, that was the
What do I do with this?
that was the tough one. That
Hey,
You
was-
added
we're gonna-
subtitles too, like.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring him back for a second episode just to give it another go.
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I think that's a real good idea. We'll do that one at the end of the high school season. We'll do a recap. We can talk
Right.
actually. Matt and Victor can come on talk about graph skates and Birkenstocks.
Exactly.
And golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then Genia, I assume you're going to direct the documentary Trek to Switzerland. Come up with a good name.
I need some time. Yeah, we gotta approach it from the marketing side.
Graphification or something.
Graphification.
Resurrecting the
gosh.
graft.
He's been a marketing genius lately.
Have I?
I went to grad school, but it seems like he's got the most knowledge from the whole experience than I
Yeah.
have.
Well, it's
Love
good.
it.
It's good education
hair,
for
yeah.
everybody. I like it. Guys, I understand we're coming up on our time. Any final questions or answers?
you lost me at graphification or whatever that is. It's amazing.
Trademarking it right now or what?
Yeah, I'm 100% stealing every idea you've had, and within a couple minutes, we get the trademark.
We'll follow through.
Got
So
it.
all yours. Just put us in the credits somewhere.
So yeah, well, guys, I'll get you guys a couple after dark. Sure. I'm gonna make one that's called Mom Island, Yenya, which is where all the moms sit. The dads call it Mom Island. So you can maybe, if you want to steal that, that's yeah, and you don't have to credit us. That's
Make it a
open.
Tennessee
The first
thing.
one, the safety meeting.
Safety meeting. Yep.
Mom Island.
Safety meeting in the parking lot.
Okay.
Oh, and those orange shoes fall into our third trademark, which is dad drip.
Dad drip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got an orange jacket to go with it too.
Oh,
There you go.
I've taken to
picture.
wearing my grandpa's beaver skin hat, and the boys are 7-0 when I wear it, so it's become a fixture.
Yeah, it has to be.
So, okay, well, listen, thank you guys so much for joining us. I'll send you guys the summer golf schedule.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Just let us know when Kelly has to be kicked off a team again,
That's right.
I don't
and
know.
we'll be all set. So again, I really appreciate your time. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll have the episode out a little later today.
Awesome.
Oh,
Sounds
cool.
good.
Lots of
Thank
time
you
to
guys
listen
so
to episode
much.
4.
Nice meeting you guys.
Nice meeting
Nice
you.
Yeah.
to meet
Thank
you.
you so
Well,
much,
have
guys.
it back sometime too.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you very much to our sponsors, Andrews Construction Services, for bringing you this episode. If you want your job to be a breeze, call Andrews.